That lighting. That's better. See, told you.
Shalom, everybody in the body. This is our
You ready?
our big bro Jerry I was telling y'all about. He gonna help us, get on the road to where he gonna help us get on the road to where we can get these funds going and these 501c3s and these grants and get these farms built. But not only that, whatever you want to do, after you get your 501c3, you can start applying for grants and you could get done whatever you want to get done. But this is the man here that he could get us on that road to acquiring that. So if it's anything you want to tell us, Jerry.
Yeah, well, I want to say, first of all, giving honor to God and being able to be, it will be instrumental in helping a lot of the people that are not privy to certain information. I want to thank Bronze for coming by and letting me be able to give you some enlightenment on what's going on in the nonprofit area. Mm-hmm. Right now, a lot of people are not privy to certain information that's going to be ascertained through the Trump administration, which is going to be detrimental. So the best thing we can do now is to try to acquire your 40 acres and a mule through your nonprofit. That way you're going to be able to purchase a land, being able to help different people to substantiate getting vegetables and fruits and stuff that you can be able to have your own field of fruits and vegetables and stuff that you can do for your family, for yourself, and also be able to manufacture for other people. I've been doing 501c3 since 1995, and we're number 2 in the nation in writing grants and being able to pull. I work with the Department of Agriculture. I work with the Department of Health and Human Services. I work with the Department of Education. And then I work with all the Fortune 500 companies that are out there, from Forbes magazine, Anheuser-Busch, Miller Brewing Company, Procter & Gamble's, Wells Fargo, and numbers of other companies like Chrysler Corporation that are fed. And especially a lot of those people are in a position to help you. But listen, I'm going to say this unequivocally. Nobody is going to help anybody unless you have the 501c3. The best you can hope for is $75 worth of money that somebody can give. Anything after then, they're going to tax you. So once you become 501c3, you don't pay any tax. You're tax exempt. You can get as much money from here to China. But you need to be able to have a good developmental officer on your staff or somebody working diligently, or either yourself being able to make phone calls and talking to the proper people that's in a position to give you money. Now, the first thing they're going to want to know is how about your articles of incorporation. They want to know exactly, are you registered with the Secretary of State? How are you with the Taxation Board? And how are you with the IRS? And then once you become and get your EIN number and get your Secretary of State paperwork together, then we can be able to put your articles together and write your grant and your sponsorship letter so you can get funding. Because right now, as the way it is now, a lot of the millionaires want to help the disadvantaged people because they don't want to pay it in taxes. So they'd rather help you. But if you don't have a 501c3, they can't help you. And there's nothing I can do to assert that information, because what we need to do is to help you to get your 501c3 as expeditiously as possible while the doors are still open. It's going to close very soon in terms of everybody being able to get that 501c3. People got them, going to keep them. The ones that ain't got them are not going to be able to get them because Trump administration is closing down all the federal credit unions. They're doing all the credit unions now. They're cutting back all the programs 40 to 80%. And with that 501c3, you're still eligible to get monies that you don't pay back. You do not pay back 501c3s or grants and any donations you get. And there's an 80% chance of you getting monies. I can't
Hmm.
guarantee you what you're going to get, but here, if we're going to be dealing with Forbes magazine, Fortune 500 company, you got to look at the possibility of where you are with those corporations, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of the, uh, let's say Walmart, Walgreens. You're going to be dealing with AutoZone. You're going to be dealing with a lot of different companies that are in a position to write off 10% of your annual income to you. And the problem of it is, they're doing $1 million a day, but yet and still you're spending the money with them, but they're not giving you nothing back. They give it back to the people that's got the 501c3, but you were not privy to know that information so that you could be able to get some of that funding back for yourself.
Mm.
So now, if you stand in the midst of where they are, you got to realize that Walmart is bringing in $1 million per store. Then you got Sally's, which got 1,800 stores. You got a lot of
Hmm.
other companies that are out there that are doing quite well in terms of monies that they're doing, but they're not giving it to you only because you're not privy to have the 501c3. Now, what about all the big major Fortune 500 companies that Anheuser-Busch, Miller Brewing Company, Procter& and Gamble, uh, Campbell Soup, all those people are giving away money, and you can look on there and they'll show you that they're giving away money, but without the 501c3, it's going to be impossible for you to get any of those dollars. Now, what I would suggest, and I'm going to be very candid when I say this, I would suggest you find in your articles of incorporation what is it that you want to do to lessen the burden of government? What is it that you want to do to lessen the burden of government? How are you willing to help in the community and not just yourself? And then you incorporate yourself in with the lessen the burden of government.
Hmm.
So here's the thing: if you're going to deal with the Department of Agriculture and Food and all the stuff that you're doing with land development, homeless and shelter, and all this other stuff that you're going to do, how are you going to structure helping the people that you're going to get the monies from before you even get an opportunity to start looking to do this? This is where I am with you. You got to have that articles incorporation, and we'll make it very diversified so it don't lock into just what you're saying. If we're working with the Department of Agriculture in the way of food, land, clothing, shelter, well, we know how to make it very diversified. So all those particular grants that are become available, you can utilize that and keep on moving forward. Now, if you're going to be child care, and just like what we do a lot with youth bill, a lot of people are contractors out there and they don't realize that there's a lot of money available in terms of youth bill. Youth bill is a grant that you can go look up that gives $85 million 5 times during the year. Now, the problem of it is with youth bill, they teach them how to do drywalling, plumbing, heating, and stuff. And these are your tax dollars that they turn around that the government has. But if you don't know that this information is available to you and it's not disseminated where you can be able to go and look it up, well, then you're the one that loses. Truck drivers, there's an 85,000 truck driver shortage right now that a lot of people are not privy to, and you can be able to get and do a similar simulation on the truck and being able to use the library in order to be able to train these people that don't have any skill. And that's for a lot of these people that are incarcerated, that's been incarcerated, that been in jail, and now they can't get a job because they got a felony. Open up your nonprofit and you become right back where you were before you went to jail. You don't have a felony because now you own the company. Now, if you're not going to do anything with it, don't do it. But if you are a felon and you know that you've got a felony on you, don't try to get a job and you're not making the kind of money, open up your own corporation and let those people donate money to your organization and help a lot of those people that are going to jail so you can be able to benefit by helping them to not doing the recidivism that people with the open door where every time you look around they're going back and forth into the prison. Well, a lot of the corporations are willing to help, but the problem of it is, if you don't have a 501c3, you can't do it. Now, is there
Hmm.
any questions, Brian, that I can help you with in terms of information that you feel like that we need to talk about?
Yeah, we got our sister Stephanie Hodge. She's asking, so you can get a 501c3 without land.
You can get a 501c3 with your articles of incorporation. We do the 501c3. We write the 501c3, we write the grant, We write the sponsorship letter, and we turn around and making sure that all the paperwork and document is what we do. All I need for you to do is, once we do it, is assign your name and then being able to pay the funds that we need, either through the bank account or routing number, or either app bank account number or routing number, either a cash app. Other than that, all monies are upfront. There's no partial payment. I'm not going to expedite you, and I'm not going to sit here and babysit you. If you're trying to do this, go on and do it now while the doors are still open. In a minute, it won't make no difference. And if you don't feel like you want to utilize my services, go get it done anyway, because you're going to get it. You're going to benefit from it one way or the other. And with the 501c3, that's for life, and you're going to be able to get money. Only thing about it is, if you're not willing to work at it, don't put your time into it. Don't even waste your time. But if you're going to work at it, you're going to get us to do your 501c3. You're going to get us to do your grant. We're going to do your sponsorship letter, and we're going to make sure that all the stuff is approved. We have 100% guaranteed on the 501c3 that we can get it for you. That's not a problem. And we have a 78% success ratio on the sponsorship letter. Now, on the grants, I can't tell you that because I'm not the one giving you the money. But the people that are in charge of giving you the money, like the Department of Agriculture, Department of Education, Department of Homeland Security, all those people got dollars to give to you because it's your tax dollar. And I'm going to tell you right now, if it was me, and if I was in a position such as what you're in, trying to get a chance to get ahead in life, I would not hesitate to get that 501c3 by any means necessary, whether it be through me or through somebody else.
You could get the 501c3 anywhere, but once you get the 501c3, then you can apply for grants forever.
And grants are available in terms of all over, but I would suggest, if you're going to go after somebody else to do your 501c3, make sure they're in a position to try to write the grant as well, because the grant and the 501c3 is synonymous to each other. So is the sponsorship letter. So everything should work and flow together so it all comes out the way. And that's what we do. We've been doing this since 1994, and we've had Obama made us number 2 in the nation. Now take and write this down. Get your pen. Write this down.
Write this down, y'all.
All right, write this down. My phone number is 310-431-4526. 310-431-4526.
Right, and this is Jerry Jones, y'all.
And the name of my company is Mega International and Associates. Mega International Associates. Now, the other thing I want you to do is to write this also. MIA fundraising.com. MIA fundraising.com. And you will see everything on our website, so you'll know where to go and what to do. But I can't help you if you don't call. And there is no guarantees on how much money you're going to get. We helped a lot of people back in 2024 to go under the land program, and Biden put out $2.2 billion. We had 24 people that got monies because of it. Now, that's up to you whether you utilize our company or utilize somebody else. All I know is that we have a track record of doing things to make it happen. Can I guarantee you that you're going to get that money? We had 39 people that we put in there. Only 24 people got money. So all I'm telling you, if you don't, it's like the lotto. You are never going to win if you never play.
Exactly. And you can just keep going for the grants, and that's what we're trying to do. We're not here to fail. I'm going for some 2. I'm going for 2. I'm about to get 2, y'all. I'm going for the cars, and I'm going for the farms, and I'm paying mine. I should be paying it today, right? And we're gonna get moving on this. I'm gonna get mine moving on this. Y'all know I already got the land. I already got 1 planter box, but I got a whole hill that I'm trying to fill up with planter boxes. So I'm gonna need my 40 acres and my mule for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going after mine so that I can fill up this hill with planter boxes, right? And feed everybody in my region, right? But I need y'all to do this in your region. Has nothing to do with me, right? I know what Elder said and all of that. He made me out to be some crooked guy and all of this. And I'm trying to, hey, I have no stake in your land, right? You're doing this for yourself and the people around your region who are going to, eat your food, right? Well, that's what we're doing. We're trying to stand in the gap of the people that's feeding us all of this bad food, right? We're trying to do Isaiah 65 and 21 and plant vineyards, right? And eat the fruit of them. That's what we're trying to do, right? And I'll never have nothing to do with what you're doing on your farm. I'm going to help you the best I can. As you see, I'm doing this, right? Most I'm going to do is send you something, right? Uh, I'm not looking to get anything out of you uh doing that, right? And we know this is legit. My wife, we work with this man for years. We've written, you know, we've done all of this stuff. We've worked in this stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So, I trust this wholeheartedly. I've seen it work, right? I've seen it go from us writing the grant and writing the 501c3 and going for all of this till these people uh actually getting awards and things, right? From the grants and the 501c3s that we wrote. So it's legit, fam. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, Bronze, I want to make sure that we bring it to fruition that I got 14 people on my staff that works with me. So
mhm,
we're going to turn this 501c3 around right away because they're trying to close down all these credit union, and next is going to be the 501c3. So we need to get your articles of incorporation into the Secretary of State so you become a 501c3. Now it takes a little bit longer, 28 days to get your determination letter from the IRS. So that means that you're tax exempt and any monies that's given to you is going to be able to be taken as far as that you can do. You don't pay back any money. You don't have to keep paying every year. You probably pay $20 a year for your state paperwork from the Secretary of State to
mhm,
be reinstated every year. But other than that, that's all. Now, a lot of you are not ready to get going. But I'm going to say this unequivocally. If you are in a position to get your 501c3, don't hesitate. Put it in your safety deposit box or whatever you need to do because if he cuts it out in a little while, you won't even be able to get it. And this is mandatory because once you got that, people can get a tax write off by helping you. And it's mandatory that they have a 501c3 to get the monies that they want to give you. Now, all Fortune 500 companies can write off 10% of their annual income off to your nonprofit. Now, if you're not contacting them and you're not talking to them, they can't help you. But if you
mhm,
turn around and you got a good developmental officer making phone calls for you and you're working with the Chamber of Commerce in your geographic area, there's money available to you. But the point of
mhm,
it is, it's never going to happen unless you turn around and as Moses said, he stuck his foot in the water and then God parted the sea. But you got to do something. And if you're not willing to do something, and there's nothing I can do to help you, because I'm not going to sit here and babysit you, tell you all this good stuff, and all of a sudden you're sitting around somewhere, well, let me take it over to somebody. Let me see somebody else, because you're not going to do nothing anyway. But the ones that are really going to do something other, let's get busy now. Go to my website at miafundraising.com, miafundraising.com, and look on there as seen on TV. As seen on TV, and you'll see my certification from Barack Obama that we're number 2 in the nation. I did over 17,000 different 501c3s, raised over $550 million in grants. And you need to give me a call as expeditiously as possible at area code 310-431-4526. And I'll look basically to help you. And if I call and the line is busy or something, call back because I'm going to get back in touch with you and I'm going to work with you as expeditiously as possible. In the meantime, you stay blessed and whatever else that you want to talk about this.
yeah. We got a few questions here that I see coming through. My sister Lee, she said, "What if you already have a LLC with articles of incorporation.
No, absolutely not. LLC is a limited liability corporation. It cannot ever get any funding. You
Okay.
have to have a 501c3 from the IRS and Secretary of State because the LLC is a limited liability corporation. But you can change the LLC to a nonprofit, but you have to also realize that you're going to have to change the name a little bit. So whatever it is, say it's Mary Sue's Dollhouse. Well, you're going to have Mary Sue's Dollhouse Incorporated or Mary Sue's Dollhouse West or Mary Sue's Dollhouse East. It's got to make a change because remember, you've already taken the LLC name on your LLC in the first place, so you can't use it twice. So you got to make some changes to that. Now we turn around and make the changes as to what you're doing with the LLC and add the diversity in there so you can start getting some grant money that you don't pay back.
Yeah. Yeah. LLC, that's a straight up business.
Right.
You want to go nonprofit.
Yep. You want to be able to have a charitable nonprofit organization that you can that you can get a chance to get fundings that you don't pay back. Now, up front, it takes money to make money. If you're not willing to do that, then you're wasting your time because you got the Chamber of Commerce, you got 400 Fortune 500 companies, you got a million 501c3s on corporation, funding foundation, private individual, government, and state. You got all those corporations out there that can write 10% of their annual income off to you. You got the foundation that can give you money, but they're not going to give you a dime unless you got that 501c3, whether you utilize my talent or utilize somebody else. And our turnaround time is going to be no less than probably 45 days at best. So you'll have your 501c3. Now, you need to also look at the possibility of getting a good developmental officer on your staff or either subcontracted from the outside so somebody can be going after grants while you still doing what you're doing. And if you don't have the money to do that, then you need to do it yourself.
Right. Brother Josh is asking, how good do your credit score
It doesn't have anything to do with it.
All praises, right? So credit score ain't got nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
Okay.
People coming out of jail and getting a 501c3 and doing $1 million. We done had about 14 of those over the last 20 years that they went out and got that. They ain't got nothing to do with anything. The point of it is your credit score, who you are, all that. We don't need none of that. Only time we're going to need anything from you is your EIN number. Employee identification number has to have your social security number so you can get the EIN number, and that's mandatory. So now either you can get it or you can give us the social security number and we can get it for you. But like I said, that EIN number follows that 501c3 for life.
For life. So once you got the 501c3, you could just keep applying for the grants, and you know.
Now there was a lot of discrimination with the Department of Agriculture, and they turned around and did a lot, and they got slapped on the thing for $10 billion, and that's why that they're in a position to help you now because they don't want to go back through none of that. And at the same time, it's a federal organization that you can definitely get land and all the other necessities that you need in order to start your business. But if you don't have the 501c3, that's the basic fundamental. Other than that, it's not going to happen for you.
Right. We got another question. Will those documents you help prepare be suitable for any grant?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Okay. So Masha is asking, what about a basketball AAU organization that is 501c3?
Well, it depends on what you're doing with the basketball. That could be a regular business. But if you're helping disadvantaged youth in the community, you're helping disadvantaged youth in the community, helping them with sponsorship like we did with Shaquille O'Neal and what do you call it? Team, what's it called? Team. They had that thing, Juneteenth. Yeah, Juneteenth, we helped them to get all their backpacks and stuff all starting in the school program. We helped a lot of them with the training program and stuff like that. But if it's a regular corporation, you can't do it. So all I'm saying to you is that we work with a lot of the people that are mentors and stuff over these kids to help them with those different programs.
So anything you doing, you add the you to it or anything like that, or you offer to train somebody, and that's going to help a lot. That's what I'm trying to do with the cars. I'm gonna probably add some younger guys, and and train them and things like that, and that's probably gonna help me get the grants that I'm looking for, you know, with the cars, because y'all know I got all of them cars. I need to fix them up, and if I could just add some young brothers with me, and train them what I do, because I'm doing everything from the front to the back, you know.
But I think that's a very good opportunity in terms of mechanics and stuff,
Hmm.
because with that, it gives you a skill. And I remember a long time ago, I used to work for a company called Detroit Diesel Allison, and I used to work with them on the Kodakaya motors and all the other stuff. We did Cummins Engine Company and several other stuff. But like I said before, there's money available for a lot of different things. And in the mechanical world, there's a lot that you can
Hmm.
do and learn, and then turn around. And if he has that open for disadvantaged, underprivileged people in the community that don't have skills, it's going to be able to be a success anyway.
Hmm. Yep. So that's what I'm gonna do with mine. Throw it up for the youth to, help them stay out of trouble, get out the streets and things like that. And you know, so whatever you got, you ain't got to be doing farming. You could, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
You know.
mentoring, tutoring, at first the child care, youth development. A lot of people that are nurses that are working with geriatrics and stuff like in-home health care, all that mental health, all that stuff is available under 501c3. But you're not going to get any things until you get that 501c3. And if you're not going to do anything with it, don't waste your time. Don't put good money after bad money and don't wind up getting no money, because the
Hmm.
money is out there and somebody else is getting it, even if you're not.
Right. Right. And we had the sister. We had the sister talking about whatever she was talking about. That she got robbed, or somebody took her money or something like that. She actually got two 501c3s and didn't even finish paying, I think, for the first one.
Oh yeah, well you got a lot of folks that are scammers out there. They're looking for you to babysit them, and that's what I tell you up front. I'm not babysitting anybody. I'm gonna make sure you get your 501c3. I'm gonna write your grant, and I'm gonna do your sponsorship letter, and I'm gonna turn around and charge you to make it happen. Nobody in the country is writing 501c3, doing a grant and a sponsorship letter for the price we're doing. You won't even find nobody writing a grant and a 501c3 for the price we're doing. So grant writing usually is $120 an hour times 40 hours, which is $4,800. LegalZoom charged $1,900 just to do the 501c3. The sponsorship letter is $1,100 all by itself to all the Fortune 500 companies. If you're
Hmm.
going to work with the Department of Department of Chamber of Manufacturers, that's basically the easiest way to get money while you're waiting on other grants.
Hmm. Right.
And
So.
I hope I've answered most of the questions. I think that you got my phone number, 310
Hmm.
431 4526, and get back to me as expeditiously as possible so I can answer any personal questions that you have and we can work together. Because if you don't get it done as expeditiously as possible, you probably won't be able to get it at all. And that's the reason I'm telling you, if you don't utilize my company, get it done anyway.
Right. Yes. Yes. How much is the whole process?
It
Well.
depends on what we're doing, and we're going to make special provision. We're going to make special provision because of Bronze. If Bronze hadn't have been here today, I probably wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be uh, filing direct. But since he came here today, and I'm going to do a special. So, like I said before, you let me know what you want to do, and I want to see if it's feasible so that we can be able to make that advantageous for you. That's the
Hmm.
best I can do because, like I say, the prices on grant writing itself is $4,800. It's $120 an hour times 40 hours. Look it up for yourself. 501c3 through LegalZoom or any of the agencies out there between $19 and $2,500. The sponsorship letter is anywhere from $11 to $1,800. That's going out to 500 different companies. We do a mail merge that we send it out for you. You don't have to send out nothing. We do it for you. We don't know what you're going to get back because it's 500 different companies. On the Chamber of Commerce, it's something that you should be doing. But in the meantime, it's time for you to make that move.
Right. Got another question. Is it available only in the U.S. or other countries?
It depends. We do South Africa. We do a lot of the different ones that we do for other country in terms of food distribution, in terms of clothing and stuff like that there. But you want to make sure you got your 501c3 in the states that you're sending it out to other countries.
Okay. That answer your question? Let's see what else we got here. Somebody asked why get grants.
Because you don't pay it back.
That's why. You could
You don't pay them back. You know, grants are something other that you don't pay back. But if you don't have a 501c3, you're not gonna get no grant. And anything that you do get from anybody, without the 501c3 is the most you can get is $75 because somebody got to pay taxes on the money that they give you. But with the 501c3, with you being tax exempt, you can get as much money from here to China.
Mm-hmm. Probate attorney referral.
What's it got to do with 501c3?
What about a probate attorney referral? What about that? Are you able to just prepare the docs, and do we have to agree to you submitting it to?
Well, they can submit it after we do it. I'm gonna do the 501c3. I'm gonna write your grant, and I'm gonna do the sponsorship letter. Now, if you don't want us to submit it to the Secretary of State, and you don't want us to be able to do the mail merge for the sponsorship letter, then you can do it, and we'll be able to furnish you the different companies that you can send it to. I hope this conversation has been very advantageous for you and that you've learned something from it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to sit here and babysit you when I know that if you don't do something, it's not going to happen for you. But if you do something other and you're serious about it, it's going to work out. Because remember, I'm the one to do the writing for the 501c3. I'm not the one that gives you the grant. The grant is given to you through the Fortune 500 company that's got the money that you can go after. But if your paperwork ain't in correct standard, they're not going to give you a dime. So that's the reason I told you before, I'm not going to sit here and babysit this situation because I've been done 17,000. I know what the prerequisite is for you to get it. So if you want me to help you, then you give me a call at area code 310-431-4526. And I'm not being facetious or arrogant or pompous in the way that I'm talking to you. I'm telling you, if you're not going to do anything, don't waste yourself with time and stuff and go on and do whatever else you want to do. But if you're going to do the 501c3, let's get busy.
Right. Because that's what Kadash did, y'all. She came, she had this sob story and all of this, and he helped her. He rolled over on himself to help her, and went out of his way and all of that, right? And then she didn't finish what she was supposed to do, and she sat on it for over a year. And then when all of this went down with me in the church, they reached back to her and they pulled her up to come out and say that we robbed her and all of this. And you know what I mean? Y'all heard what he's over there saying. Totally made all of that stuff up. This is an honest man. He believed.
Well, she got documents.
Yeah,
she got her documents.
She actually robbed him.
Right.
She got
her documents and everything else. And like I said, let me do this. I want to do this for you while he's here. Hold on for a second here.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So. You know a good probate attorney.
Hi, Jerry.
Hey, hi, Monica. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm in here working with Bronze, and we're on the TV program right now. Now, Monica,
Oh, wow.
yeah, Monica is my assistant grant writer, and she's been with me like 15 years. But Monica, what we want to be able to tell
Don't
the
age me like that, Jerry.
huh?
Don't age me like that.
So
Don't
what?
age me like that, Jerry.
So what?
Don't make me feel old.
Yeah, I understand.
It
But,
wasn't. You always exaggerate. It wasn't quite 15.
well,
It's
okay, well,
probably,
13 then. Okay, 13. Okay, Monica, what I want to be able to ask and let them hear you say, can
Okay.
we be able to turn their paperwork around within 20, let's say 28 days? And also, I want you to be able to work with Monica on your website, because a lot of you gonna want your own website. And she does websites. She used to work for Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I took her from them. So I'm telling you right now, she's really good. She got a master's and PhD, and she did a lot of stuff. So all I'm saying to you, Monica, I want to make sure, can we turn that paperwork around within the 28 days as of today's date?
Yeah, I mean, if you mean in terms of the paperwork on our end, are you talking about the IRS as well?
Yeah, we're talking about everything. We're talking about, 28 days completion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically. I
Yeah.
mean, even the turnaround time with the IRS is typically 3 weeks right now.
Exactly.
If you submit the 1023s online. So,
Right.
yeah, that's definitely a doable time frame.
No praise.
Yeah, well, Monica, I appreciate you for being able to tell them. Because is there anything else that you'd like to tell them in terms of anything about the grants or the nonprofit? Because you've been with me for a long time, so you know exactly what we need to do and get clarification on their board of directors, their addresses, city, state, and zip code. The mission statement should be no more than a paragraph. The name of the corporation should be what it is. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think it's a process. Each state is slightly different in terms of the articles of incorporation and in terms of the timetable with each state. And in terms of the IRS paperwork, like I said, the turnaround time for approval for that is around 3 weeks right now.
Yeah, I know. Before Trump gets his face in something else, he ain't gonna do.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've been telling people. It's just because you don't know what's going to happen. So I've been encouraging people just to get the 501c3 status as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just get that locked in with the IRS, and that would be my best advice for navigating this weird time we're in.
Well, when I get through working with Bronze, I'm going to send you a copy of this so you can see what we did, because I'm sure a lot of people got questions that they want answers, and they want to be able to do what they need to do. But like I told them, if they don't utilize my company, get it done as expeditiously as possible, because in a minute they're not going to be able to do anything, because we don't need them.
Exactly.
We don't need them being able not to be able to do something, especially when a lot of these companies are cutting back 20 and 40% on this, 20 and 40% on that, and now we can be able to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's the thing with because of everything so up in the air with just the world and funding, it's even more important now than ever to diversify the type of funding you're getting as a nonprofit. So not just focusing on state funding, federal funding. You also want to think about private funding, whether it's from a corporate level or foundation grant money. So you're in good hands. Jerry talks a mile a minute, but he knows what he's doing. He's been doing this forever. So
one of the things that I want to bring forward to help Monica on terms of preparation is that it's mandatory that you get a chance to get that information about the EIN number with that, and she also is going to need some type of way of being able to do a Cashapp or PayPal or Zelle or account number on that sponsorship letter, because how are they going to give monies back to you if they don't have no way of giving it to you? So the problem of it is we got to make sure that happens, because if they decide they're going to fund you, and we're asking for $75,000 on the sponsorship letter, and then we know that once they got those sponsorship letters, they're in a position to write that off 10% annual, which we're not even asking. $75,000 is a drop in the bucket compared to what they've been doing.
Right. And that's the thing. And if you have a website, oftentimes on the sponsorship letters, if there's a section on your website where you collect donations, we can put that information within the sponsorship letter also. So.
Well, I appreciate you, Monica, for being on the phone with Bronze and I, and we will be able to talk with you shortly. But in the meantime, thank you for being here, and we'll talk shortly, okay?
Thanks, no problem.
All right, bye.
All right, so that's it, y'all.
You keep them informed. You keep them informed. Let them know what's going on. Even if they don't utilize my company, let them be able to know that they got to do something to them, because a lot of people are following your followers, so they need to feel comfortable that they can come to you or me and make it happen.
Somebody asked, when you say collect donation, do you mean charitable donation?
Yes, exactly. The 501c3 is for charitable.
Am I still with GOCC? No. No, I'm not. I've been out of GOCC about a month now. And I feel great. You know? No, we got something else going over here. Go back through these lives. It'll bring you up to speed. Go start from the one with the matches and just work your way up.
But either way it goes, Bronze gave you an opportunity to get information you wouldn't have normally have been able to be privy to. And I've tried to explain to you what you need to do if you're going to do anything. The Department of Agriculture is certainly one. Department of Education, Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Justice. All these people are giving away monies for these different programs. But if you're not in a position of having your paperwork correctly, then you're not going to get it.
For the plant vineyards, y'all, that's agricultural, and that's what they just gave all of their money for. Yeah, and that's what we're about to slide in on.
At $22 billion that was given in 2024, we had 24 people that got way over $100,000 each. But like I said before, right now, the Department of Agriculture, and you keep this in mind, that they were penalized for $10 billion on a lawsuit because they discriminated. You know, so now they're trying to make it all up. So the sooner you get a chance to get your 501c3 and go after some of them grants, they know now they're not going to do that anymore. Once you get your hand slapped, you're going to turn around and keep it straight.
Yeah, that part. All right, so, and I'm going to go live later, y'all, and we're going to talk about other things, but I just wanted to come up here and get us face to face with Jerry so we could talk about this and get going on this, because we need dinner, right? We need to be cooked. We need the pots going right now. We need dinner like a few hours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I want to say to everybody out there that we've worked with in terms of people that are out there in Austin, Texas, and people that are in Levitt, and all that there, I am appreciative that they have stuck by and seen exactly what we can and can't do. And we've helped a lot of the Secretary of State people out there in Austin, Texas as well. But like I said before, we can't help you if you don't call. So give us a call as expeditiously as possible at 310-431-4526.
Don't wait.
And then turn around and also go to my website at MIAfundraising.com.
Put that in there. MIA?
MIA fundraising.com.
Fundraising.com.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's got that website with a senator on my Senator Diane Watson on my website, because Obama made us number 2 in the nation. So Senator Diane Watson's on there, Shaquille O'Neal is on there, several other pastors and preachers and teachers, Department of Urban Renewal is on there. So we need for you to turn around and go there and check us out. And we've been with the Better Business Bureau for the last 15 with a 5-star clearance, not with a 4. So in the meantime, let's make it happen. So it's a pleasure talking to you. I'm glad that he came by, and I hope that I've been instrumental in helping you to advance your course to go farther in what you're doing. My name is
Yeah.
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So get in there. Don't wait, fam. Get in there. Don't let nothing hold you back. The things that you're scared about or whatever, call them, talk to him. You know, see what conversation y'all could drum up. You know, and yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna cut this camera right now, and I'm gonna deal with my situation. I'm trying to get mine going right now. I'm trying to leave here with my paperwork right now and take it up to this lady and pay her what I need to pay her and get this moving right now. So, and if you're doing the agricultural, let's do this together, right? If you're doing another business, that's cool, but we trying to plant these vineyards, right? So everybody who gonna plant a vineyard, we gonna do this step by step together. We gonna feed off of each other, and this, and I'm gonna let y'all know what I'm doing. You let me know what you're doing. Let me and we just gonna build this together. All right. So Shalom. I'll speak to y'all later on. I'm gonna catch up with y'all. All right.